Okay.
Hey guys, and welcome to Tnashi's Movie Corner, and today I will be reviewing Justice League Gods and Monsters, which is the new DC animated movie to come out. And it's from Bruce Timm, and I don't know if you guys know who Bruce Timm is, but he was involved with the Batman animated series as well as Batman Beyond and Justice League and Superman. The older 90s cartoons that came on, and you can see that with this. You can see that with the story because they use the same type of animation. And so I'm gonna start off by saying that was really nice, and really, it took me back a little bit, but I always did like the animation style, and it was cool to have that. And in this movie, it's kind of an alternate timeline deal where the Justice League consists of purely Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. But Superman, he had a different origin story. And Batman, as well as Wonder Woman, they have different stories that get brought up in this movie that we get to see. Just for instance, Batman is a vampire, which, I thought that was interesting. But the whole thing about this is I went into it and I was thinking, okay, so this is pretty much the Justice League if they were bad, right? Like that seems how they're promoting it. But that's not really the case. They're not really bad. They're just they're good, but they have quite a shade of gray going into their characters. So, but in any case, I thought it was interesting. And then you have these moments throughout this movie where you see some characters, and if you'll probably recognize them from the shows and from the comics and stuff. You'll recognize the characters' names, and then to see what happens with them is interesting. And of course, the Justice League has kind of been taken on by these creatures that kind of mimic them, that look like them, and kind of act like them, setting them up. And so the League has to figure out, well, why are they being set up? Who's setting them up? And who's actually behind all this? And from the story perspective, I actually really liked the story. I thought the story worked out pretty good. It was pretty interesting to see it, and it was pretty interesting just being brought into this world. There's a few smaller issues I have, which, just for instance, so Superman's origin is different, and we see that. And that's why he's got a different name, different personality and everything. However, Batman and Wonder Woman's origin, they're completely different people. So they don't answer the question, well, what happened to the other people, and why are the other people, how were they affected by Superman coming down? Because I don't know how everything would actually work that way, where it would affect every other part. But all the same, the fact that you get kind of the history into this Wonder Woman, you get the history into this Batman, I thought that was pretty cool to see. And the action, the action is really well done. There is, it's a PG-13. There's definitely violence and blood and everything, but I don't think it's overly done, which is good. And the story has you're pretty involved with the story, which is nice. And I thought at one point this was supposed to be kind of the setup to what would be a series, and I don't know if there's going to be an online series or not still, but if there is, I'd be interested in seeing it, because I think this worked out pretty well. I mean, we actually cared about these characters, and these were different characters from the ones that we're used to, so it did feel a little odd seeing them how they were and how it worked out. And there's an instance with Apocalypse in here, and I felt like he was just kind of thrown under the bus in a way. Like, what happened to him was surprising, and I wouldn't have thought that would happen to him, given how strong his character is within the main story. But that being said, overall, I did like this movie. I think the pacing was a little off at points. It did have a bit of a weird feel to it. There were some things that they just don't explain. They just expect you to know, uh, kind of from the beginning here, and so that kind of stuff, like, it brought it down a little bit. But overall, like I said, I really enjoyed this, and rating it, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a really good movie, and I think you guys should check it out. And if there is a series, I'm really looking forward to it. So, let me know if you've heard anything about that, because I'm curious whether that's actually true or not. But anyway, guys, that'll wrap this up. So, like I said, let me know what you thought about this movie. If you've seen it, if you haven't, go check it out. And what is your favorite animated DC movie? I'm very curious what you guys think on that. There's a lot of movies to pick from. I really like Under the Red Hood. I think Under the Red Hood is a really good one, but it's not the only one that I like. So it's a tough question to answer. There's really a lot of good movies. I think my personal favorite is Assault on Arkham, because I like the dynamic. I like the, I guess, Ocean's 11 feel that it has to it, but it's done in a really slick way. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite DC animated movie so far? Anyway, guys, like I said, that'll wrap this up. So until next time, peace.